It's been 2 weeks since 13-year-old Jayden Smith from Wales District in Manchester went missing. His family is rejecting rumors of abuse as the search continues.
Police visited the home of 13-year-old Jayden Smith as the search for the missing boy enters its second week. His guardian, Anne-Marie Thompson, says the family had nothing to do with his disappearance and is calling for the public to stop spreading false claims.
I just want to clear the air concerning Jayden. We did Jayden nothing. What happened to Jayden, we have no idea what happened to Jayden. Persons are saying that we killed Jayden. When I went to the hospital on Thursday, I didn't leave the hospital until after 7 Friday evening. I spent the whole day and the whole night at the hospital. It's when I came home, I realized Jayden was not home, and we left immediately.
A police report was subsequently made on Friday, September 26. Ms. Thompson says Jayden didn't have a bank account and only took $2,000 from his savings box to buy pizza before he went missing.
Again, I have no way to harm Jayden because I took Jayden in. When I took Jayden, Jayden was not even immunized. I took Jayden to the clinic myself, got him immunized. I was the one who went to RGG, got a birth certificate for Jayden, not even that Jayden didn't have, and I did all of that myself. Everything I did for Jayden. So on Thursday evening, maybe around 6:30, he and my grandson, who is Zaire, 2 years old, is a United States citizen, so he came down just a month ago to be with us. And he have a cartoon with a little action cartoon on it where he jumps and he do the action. So he was there in the living room doing it with Jayden. I don't know exactly because I was in my bedroom. I don't know exactly what the intent of the movement was. But then in the room I hear Zaire scream out. So I rushed to the room only to find him on the ground crouching his legs like this. So I pick him up, rush into the room, and then I realized that I can't move him. So I said something is seriously wrong. I called my husband and said, okay, we're going to rush him to the hospital. I called Jayden. I said, Jayden, what happened? Jayden said he fell on his leg. I said, okay. I said, Jayden, you just have to be more careful when playing with the baby. That's all we said. All of us got ready and we went off to the hospital. Jayden is my twin brother's son. So you could know the bond that we had. Jayden is like a glue to me. Person would say sometimes, Jayden, why you don't let your auntie or give your auntie some space? He's just a loving child. He's a humble child. He's helpful. Words just can't explain how of a good child Jayden is.
Hello, I wanted to make a video. I am Shanique. I am the cousin of Jayden Smith, the little boy that is missing. I am also the mother of the little boy, the 2-year-old that fell and broke his thigh. I wanted to address a few posts that we saw after my mom did an interview. There's a lot of speculation about one possibility of him being ill-treated by my mom, which is not the case. And if anyone knows my family, knows that my mother is a nurturer, right? And she has taken Jayden in after finding out that her brother was the father of Jayden and realized that he needed a little bit more attention. And she decided that she was going to take him in whether or not her brother assisted with him financially or not, which he has been doing, right? So that was never an issue. Jayden has been with our family since he was 6 years old, and I can show you pictures. This boy is an extremely smart, intelligent young man. He was top GSAT student at his primary school. For a child that, if a child is having issues in a home, they would not, most times not be able to focus in school and probably have a negative behavior in school. That's not the case. Jayden is a very smart boy. He's intelligent, he works hard, and my mother provides the things that he needs along with his father to make him comfortable. When I was called that my son fell and broke his leg after playing with Jayden, at no point in time it crossed my mind that it was something malicious, because Jayden is not that type of child. At no point in time I thought anything bad. Boys being boys, he's a 2-year-old boy that is very active, and every time I video call, he's always on the bed jumping and listening to some song, dancing. So at no point in time I thought anything ill of the situation. Immediately the thing is, okay, let's take him to the hospital and find out what is wrong. So yes, found out that he broke his femur. Okay, and we're just in the process of just getting treatment. Jayden was at the hospital on the Thursday night when it happened. Then everybody left my mom at the hospital with the baby, went home. Jayden went to school the following day and just did not come back home today. So mom was at the hospital with me on Friday when she left to go home, and then she called me saying that Jayden is not home. Initially, I'm like thinking, did he think that because what happened to the baby and the fact that the baby is in the hospital, is he thinking he did something wrong, and is he being hard on himself, that kind of thing? So that's definitely the first thing that ran through my mind, because overall, we have no idea of anything else that would actually cause Jayden to not return home. Nothing else. That's the only thing outside of the norm that happened prior to him going missing. So again, just to clear the air, one, Jayden is well taken care of. Jayden is not ill-treated at home. Nobody blamed him for the fall of the baby. Nobody cussed him out or anything like that. It was nothing like that. So that's not the case. So at this point in time, because of how long it has gone since, and we have been following every lead that has been provided, the police have been helping, community has been helping, the school has been helping, and we are thanking everybody for all the help, and thank you for posting things, reposting, sharing, that kind of thing. We are very grateful, and just keep doing that so that we can get him home safely. We're still following leads. Nothing yet has kind of been concrete to actually point us to where he's at, so we're still working on that. So just continue to pray for us and help us to get Jayden home safely. At this point, we just don't know where he's at, and we're just hoping that he's safe and that he'll come back home. Jayden, if you're hearing this, I do not blame you for anything that happened to Zaire. Zaire is totally fine. He says you're supposed to come home. He's laughing, he's smiling. He's just going to take some time to recover, but he is fine. So come home to us. If you're able to see this video, come home to us. We miss you and we love you a lot.
Another day on the Jayden Smith case, but today is not a regular day, because today we have a major breakthrough in the Jayden Smith disappearance. People, it turns out that Shanique, the cousin, the mother of the 2-year-old, actually left the hospital and went to Spur Tree to get freshened up, to bathe and get clothes. Has anybody throughout Jayden being missing ever heard Shanique, Demar, or Ann mention that Shanique went to Spur Tree? Any interview, any live, did any of them mention that Shanique left that hospital and went to Spur Tree? Shanique had her personal driver driving her around. Somebody that is called Tommy from the area, from Newport. So let me say this to you now. The cousin that Jayden was waiting on, how many cousins has been mentioned in this entire situation? The only 2 cousins we know of that has been mentioned so far is Demar and Shanique. When Shanique was asked if there was any other cousin who Jayden could be waiting on. Shanique said she know of no other cousin. So the only two cousins was Demar and Shanique. Demar is a 15-year-old little boy. Demar doesn't drive. The only person in Jamaica at the time, the only cousin in Jamaica at the time, had access to a car, a private car. It was Shanique being driven around. Now, according to Shanique, when she went to the hospital, a matter of fact, she left and went to Mandeville to get chicken and chips. And when she went to the hospital, that's where she stayed. She eat there, she bathed there, she sleep there, and she stayed by her 2-year-old son's side until she had left Jamaica. Shanique, how come you never tell nobody, say, in a no time at all, throughout the entire time Jayden went missing, that you had left the hospital and went to Spur Tree? And furthermore, you were not present at the hospital during the time Jayden was out of school. Jayden's school finished around 2:30, 2:40. But Shanique, during that time, you were not at the hospital. So the only alibi you have would be the driver of the car. A matter of fact, did Demar leave the hospital with you? Did Demar went to Spur Tree with you? I said from the beginning, the smart child that Jayden is, Jayden would have never ever gotten into a car with somebody that he doesn't know. Jayden would have never gotten into a car unless someone who the car was being driven by had said to Jayden that your cousin such and such send me to fetch you. Remember, we're talking about a brilliant, intelligent little 12-year-old boy. So Shanique, why throughout all this time you maintained that you have been at that hospital and you have never left that hospital? From your reach at Jamaica, you're there right by your little 2-year-old side, but you never tell nobody say you left and go Spur Tree. Go up at your mother boss house or wherever. You told them you were going to your mother boss house. Where did you went? And even so, what made it worse? You were in the time gap of when Jayden was not in school. His school would have been over. According to Mr. T, you come back by sometime. But here, Mr. T start tie up himself. And here, Mr. T was being checked by the family before. Because Mr. T time them now add up with where Anne and Shanique and Demara say. So they have spoken to Mr. T already about the time when he do interview. So if you notice, when Mr. T was asked about time, he actually got a bit defensive and said, me a driver, me can't keep track of time. Mr. T was being cornered. Mr. T didn't want to say nothing and say the wrong thing. Because watch you know, Mr. T may not have been involved, you know. But at the end of the day, Mr. T is just being a husband and protecting his family. He don't want to be the person to let out say nothing when I match up with them I say. Because guess what? They haven't sat down with Mr. T and discussed what he said. Because by then, Mr. T would have already known that, well on. Why we need to plan what we go say? If we attack the truth. So the plan was only being made with Demar and Shanique to speak what he speak. That's why they are the ones always out there on platform talking. Watch this now. So, let's say then, Shanique could be placed at the hospital during the last time Jayden was seen coming from Megamart and upon the camera. But the next thing again, was Shanique missing from the hospital during the time that Jayden left Megamart? Was Jayden in a rush to leave Megamart because the time when get to wait upon him cousin, him did need to reach Deso by that time? Can we play Shanique at the hospital? The hospital CCTV footage should show what time Shanique was at the hospital. She came back to the hospital. So make we match this up now. So if police can do their investigation and say, all right, Jayden left Megamart X time. But guess what? Shanique came back to the hospital X time. So Shanique, if you cannot be placed at the hospital during the time that Jayden left Megamart and was out there and was no longer in any view of any CCTV, or nobody had have any other view of him. And even so, Shanique, you could have gone back to the hospital, but where did your driver go? What plans and arrangement was made with your private driver who was driving you around, who would have been one of your closest person in Jamaica to be driving you around? What happened to Jayden then? So no realize what I go on now. Who no ask, who could have went and pick up Jayden? Shanique had a private car driving her around. Jayden was waiting on his cousin. The arrangement was made from Thursday night per phone until Jayden said tomorrow Friday, Shanique, your cousin come from foreign and she go come pick you up when you left school. Jayden didn't know if he was going to be picked up and brought to the hospital where everybody was. So he would have been happy to wait and the cousin who would come pick him up. Because probably in his mind he was going to be brought to the hospital where Mr. T was, Ann was, Demar was. He was the only one who wasn't at the hospital. So probably in Jayden's little mind is that he would be picked up by the cousin coming from foreign now and can't go to the hospital with everybody there because everybody always there together based on information. Them no left no, them one another. So my people, me want to know this now. If all this time Ann, Demar and Shanique has been hiding that Shanique did in fact leave the hospital. And like Shanique said, the only place she went to when she come to Jamaica was go get chicken for the little baby because the little baby didn't need chicken and chips. Then Shanique, why have you hidden that you left the hospital and went to Spur Hill to go and freshen up and bathe and collect clothes? During that time, when did you leave the hospital? When did you return to the hospital? And if so, where did your driver go? Was your driver at the hospital waiting on you throughout that time, or your driver left? Did your driver leave and pick up Jayden and take him wherever, or did you guys both pick up Jayden together? Mr. T said he was surprised to how quick you came back to the hospital. But guess what? Mr. T never give an exact time when you came back to the hospital, because Mr. T didn't want to say nothing that could put you guys in any problem. So no say all along, we know say Shanique a liar. Nowhere out there, pan no interview, pan no platform, nowhere at all, you no never hear Shanique mention that she leave the hospital other than go buy chicken and chips for him little baby. Shanique made it clear that at the hospital is where she eat, she shower, and she sleep, and when she came to Jamaica, she stayed by her baby side until she left Jamaica. And never mention it either, says Shanique left. Demar never mention it either. So poor little Jayden, he was definitely waiting on his cousin. But maybe just waiting on his cousin, because look at it now. If that was the drive available, my cousin come from foreign and she go to the hospital. So maybe me go join everybody at the hospital, but my cousin go pick me up. So I don't need to take no taxi because I'm going to be picked up and taken to the hospital where everybody is. Of course, that is a fair thing to do. Fair enough. Jayden never have his phone, so the arrangement was made from Thursday night. From Thursday night, that arrangement was made. For Jayden, when you leave school tomorrow, wait for me and Perth Drive, and I will pick you up because I will have a car. I will have my own private car because I'm in Jamaica. I'm not taking taxi. I have my driver driving me around. So I will pick you up on Perth Road and we will all go back to the hospital because everybody is at the hospital. So where else would Jayden want to be?
So I'm even glad to say I had the search come this morning. Because I tell my wife, I say, me not go on no search because I don't know who might thought if my life in a danger. My life cannot danger same way because people say me look wicked. You can't just look on better than say me ugly. Better than say me ugly, but not say me wicked. Because me da better for school over 400 picnic there. And you can everybody do my fight after me Mr. T this. If you go better for school right now, ask them who name Mr. Thompson, you will see what happen. Me not have nothing. Let me tell you something, man. You would know. Jayden, I know my son, but me love Jayden equally just like them are. Because Jayden is dutiful. You think say we can't outside watch one Saturday morning and ask Jayden to come? Auntie Paula, where you want me? Mr. Galang back in the house, man, go sit down. He's nah left him did the with we. Left him his son, you did that playing game. Jayden did the with we right along till we done.
Insisting he has nothing to hide, Thompson shares his support for the police investigation, adding he's told law enforcement to search wherever they would like.
Last time me hear somebody say, we kill him at in the pit, me up the picture of the police. Me carry them right around the whole house. And if they want to go in the bush up, that's what I'm willing to follow them. We don't have nothing to hide. They carry them, they want to run the diagnostic tests as they want, them free. Carry them up back at 11:30 night. 11:30, and when me carry them up back, me ask Russian, a young man, they say, if you want power bank, he said no have none. Me say, all right, me take up our charger and me carry it down. When me come back up in the morning at 5 o'clock, me come, me say, them are on the wake up. Them are can look after himself. Jayden now, you know, see I can have to help people here. And that's so me carry with me when me left in at the 6:30, go to Robo left him. From that, me not see him. I don't see him at all.
How is the baby doing now?
The baby, well, the baby come out of the hospital. The baby come out of the hospital, man. He might know 100, but he come out of the hospital.